What's up, everybody? Welcome to a juicy new episode of Ricker and Bond. On today's episode, we're talking about TikTok being sued by several states over the app's effects on kids' mental health, and OpenAI's competitor is filing for an IPO.
We also got a big old bank pleading guilty for laundering money for freaking fentanyl sales. Super juicy. Also might hit Tesla Robotaxi, a former NBA player founding a college NIL loan firm, basically. And which sector has the most stressed out manager as reported by the workers? It's Ricker, it's Bond, it's the time to go.
Let's go.
How come you don't want me? You know that new style that you looking for? If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up? Hello. What fool is that?
Can't beat the fucking Clippers. Y'all make me sick with this shit.
Well, listen to this.
Politicians are a lot like that. They should be changed frequently for the same reason.
Yo, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen to Ricker and Bond.
Dude, we find it now.
Protect your city.
Bonjen, what's going on? How's the day?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Never left, never,
Okay.
but I'm here.
What is there a weekend song called Take Me Back to LA or no?
I think it's Escape from LA.
Yeah, but I saw, on the Ricker and Bond Instagram, it's tapped into Weekend Fangram,
Uh-huh.
and someone said there's a Take Me Back to LA, but I know Escape from LA, and I just discovered a Take Me Back that was from Icon or whatever it's called.
Take me back.
And all
Icon.
these,
Oh, you mean the Idol?
yeah, all
Oh,
these
maybe.
little weekend nerds are like, oh, we want the reverby ad libs from the live version of the Brazil tour concert on Timeless, and it sounds the same, and it also sounds bad. They're like, oh, we like reverb. Yeah, you should have been alive during Chopped and Screwed, nerds.
Bruh, you should hear all the kids on the weekend Reddit. Like, oh man, I just found this trilogy shit. This guy is awesome.
That is
Like,
so
I just heard Blinding Lights and I was like, whoa, but he has so much more stuff. Have you heard about this?
that is true. What is that like for an analogy? Ricker and Bond, what's going on? If we found like, I guess Prince or something, Michael
I was
Jackson.
Eminem, maybe.
Sure.
Because I was into Eminem in like sixth grade,
Yeah.
which was like 2006.
I forget what year it was, but I really bumped. Everybody hated this album from him, but I bumped Relapse a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Him on the street, and boy, that was my treadmill soundtrack. But I didn't bump
Yes.
freaking any other Eminem. But yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, because I think he was, when did he get popular? Like 95, which is when I was born.
Couple 90s.
So someone, when did Abel get famous? Like 2010. So someone that was born in 2010 is 14 now. So I could see them like
I mean,
traversing.
my first weekend was, I guess, Starboy era, or
Damn,
the what's the Hills was the Hills
that's
my first
beauty
weekend.
behind the madness. I
Yeah,
was a little before that, but fuck. If I had
always
been
got to
there for the
start it off
trilogy
with some
days,
weekend, man. I was going through trilogy. It's weekend era. It's weekend season right now, and you got to go
yes.
through the albums.
I wonder how many times I missed the opportunity to find him earlier, because I was like big into Tumblr. He was like big on that platform, or like people listen to him a lot. They put his music in their blogs and shit.
Character will
But
die, dude.
yeah.
Last season of the weekend.
Oh, or so he says.
Right, right. You still
Or
not
so.
on Timeless yet? Are we on it?
Nah, I
Oh
haven't.
my goodness, that's
Haven't given it a
absurd.
listen since.
That's absurd. Really? You don't just hear it as like a nice rap song?
Not only that, I don't even think it's just me that isn't feeling it, because I feel like usually new weekend songs are on the charts for a couple weeks, like the
Everybody kind
top
of hits
10.
those two songs for some.
Yeah, like the last one he put out. First of all, we should just make a fucking weekend
No,
podcast.
dude, it's this. We do we do one freaking sector, one section, Ricker and Bond on the weekend. Maybe we should see what happens if we do weekend branding, but I don't care that much.
It'd probably blow up. Because there's no weekend podcasts or so that I know about. But anyway, what was I fucking talking
We'll
about?
do it quickly through Anchor if Spotify didn't freaking acquire everything and have just the most I know I said it, but the worst analytics platform for a podcast I've ever seen.
Yeah, but like then after he drops his album, like what are we gonna talk about?
Exactly. That's why
Yeah.
we do it in the beginning of this, and then somehow people, I'll try to SEO the heck out of it, but it'll be like, yeah, there's this weird freaking business podcast, and but at the beginning, they just talk about the weekend for like 20 minutes. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. The weekend. I was gonna say something about
Timeless is
AI.
amazing. People not liking it on the charts.
Oh yeah, it like fell like super far on the charts.
It's
It
really good.
surpassed it, the other one.
It's
But
really
yeah,
good.
I don't know. Drop the album, please.
I am
Or
sick of not having an album out. He is kind of making me listen to his other stuff right now, which is probably what rollouts.
mm,
But yeah, I would enjoy just a cold release.
he's just waiting for that Diddy list to drop so that he can be sure that he's not on it.
I also remembered as I was scrolling, it popped up that the feature Mr. Puff Daddy was on with The Weeknd was a Creepin' remix, was it?
Yes, correct.
Creepin'? That's very funny. I'll post this on the Instagram, but there was a YouTube short of all the little clips of people having Diddy lines, and there's like Weekend, Old 50. There's I forget who else, but that Old 50 was boy. There's some Eminem in there that's doing a little Diddy subliminal. It's not very subliminal, but I'll post
Should,
that. It's funny.
should we talk about Kevin Hart closing all of his restaurants overnight?
What?
Yeah, Hart House. The Kevin Hart funded and what's the word? Promoted fast food chain that only served meat. I mean, only served vegan options. Hart House, which was there was one in Hollywood, there was one in USC, and then there were like two more somewhere, and he closed them all like overnight. Some are speculating that it's because he hosted a couple Diddy parties, and if he fucking if he gets involved with all that shit like legally, then it's gonna look bad for the brand. So might as well just whatever. But or maybe they were just bleeding money. I don't fucking know.
LA County, Westchester, Monrovia, University Park, and Hollywood.
Sorry to those of you who like heard the intro and was like, "Fuck yeah!" They're talking about TikTok getting sued, and
Okay, we'll do it. I mean, it's
we,
called a cold open.
yeah, you're right, you're right, you're
That's
right.
not a cold open, I
Forget
guess.
I
The
said
intro.
anything.
The cold opens only happen if there's nothing before it.
I think so.
Okay, so this is like a start and a stop. We'll go. Okay, TikTok. What's going on with TikTok? Everybody's getting sued. Mental health, dude. Can I list you the states that are suing TikTok, and then you can talk
Y-
about it?
Yeah,
We got New York, California, the District of Columbia, Florida, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, Tennessee, Kentucky, Nebraska, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Utah, and Vermont are all suing TikTok over kids' mental health. Bon Jen.
yeah. So these states are alleging that TikTok's algorithm is addictive, which it is, and is especially harmful to teens because teens can't recognize that they are being addicted to something. But here's how this is going to go. TikTok is going to lose a suit and or settle. They're going to be slapped with a fine, and then they're going to make the same money back in terms of fucking ad revenue in the same day. So it's really not going to do anything unless there is some sort of law that is passed that prevents TikTok from doing what they're doing. And I think Meta should also be sued too for this, by the way.
Well,
Um,
of course, all social media platforms, and might be a little different with TikTok stuff because the Chinese social apps are always a little different. They always feel like a fake casino.
mhm,
Feels like you're in like a North Korea and it's like a little bit fake. Um,
yeah.
but obviously, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, all those short form content stuff is getting people addicted to scrolling like they've always been, but in more short form content. which means the
Yeah.
attention span's going hella down. But I mean, this is one that's not owned by the U.S., so it's a little not in favor of the states.
Such an effective propaganda tool, you know? And I don't know if you've heard about this new tech called AI, but just to sidetrack just a little bit, but I'll get back. Meta just released they didn't release it, but they announced their new product, air quotes, called Meta Movie Gen, which is AI text to video. Pretty similar to OpenAI Sora, except the difference here is they like released a paper with all their research. So Meta in the AI fucking race is probably the most open company out right now in terms of transparency, which is surprising. Um, so like what does that have to do with TikTok? Well, this product, Meta Movie Gen or Sora, isn't available to the public yet. I don't know if it'll ever be, but it'll be really easy to make fake TikToks with whatever you want. Spin up a bunch of accounts and just toss out propaganda and control some sort of narrative, you know? And with AI doing all the work and bots and shit, like someone smart enough could like spin up thousands of accounts per day and like wreak havoc on the minds of young people and unsuspecting people.
Just Russia getting a nice leverage for content creation
Bruh, like,
instead of hella bots, just hella videos.
yeah, it's fucking crazy. I have seen some AI tools coming out, some video tools, but they're not as good as Sora and OpenAI, so I wonder what they will be used for. Also, it would be really scary to be working at a studio right now. The fuck? Like I drive past Warner Brothers and fucking what else is in Burbank? All those fucking studios out there. And I'm just like, bro, these are gonna be
Mythical.
Amazon. Yeah, even fucking mythical. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Um, I'm like, bro, these are gonna be Amazon warehouses. And I'm like, if not this decade, then next decade, because the price of making a movie is gonna be so cheap. And after fucking Joker 2 fucking bombed last weekend, I bet
That was the last
studio,
weekend it came out?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it did like 20 million and like spent 250 million to make it. Like it might have been 150, something like that. But that's a pretty big blow to a company that's already billions of dollars in debt. So making AI movies might be something to look into, or I'm sure they're thinking of.
Mr. Perry also already saw that trend a couple months ago.
Yeah, and wasn't there a studio? Who was it? I don't know, but they did some sort of deal with I think OpenAI to license their library of movies to train AI. Um, and so
If I was
obviously that
a
brings up
kid in
shit.
film school right now, I would for sure be taking like a minor in whatever coding or whatever. But just all my production company that I would spin up would be ridiculous. I'm not really
Yeah,
into that, so I wouldn't really do it now. But I mean, kind of in the business of it, but not really.
definitely. That's kind of like I think about that. I'm like, yeah, that's the smart thing to do. But you also have like two majors that like will just be taken by AI. Like you have coding and you have fucking movie making.
Yeah,
But I like because like I'm learning coding right now, but
yeah.
I'm still always like, bro, like what is this gonna look like in 20 years when I'm 49, which like is old but not super old. Like I could live to 100. Like
The coding aspect of it,
the coding aspect because I know it's gonna be like
very
way
different.
different. Like I'm just
Probably
gonna
not
talk.
needed to learn anything, but
Yeah, I'm just gonna like talk and think and it's just gonna be made.
yeah. But
But
that's what
whatever.
I'm saying. If I was a film kid right now, the schemes and entrepreneurship of being film people is just make as much as IP, probably a lot of IP, a lot of uh, maybe like one level removed of cats making AI production studios and like a white label of it, perhaps.
Yeah. SaaS is definitely going to software as a service is gonna play a huge part in this.
Sure. All the e-commerce stuff is going to be content production studios, which is kind of it is now, but A lot of cats making content stuff. Anything else on TikTok? I was gonna say this is pretty fractured at this point, but there's probably something in whatever they're suing for that is like you can do what you do if we get like the code in it to make sure that we get all the data or something.
Yeah, maybe they have like, oh, like use your platform, but like use our algorithm or
Yeah.
fucking whatever. But of course, TikTok would argue that the algorithm is where the money is, you know?
14 attorney generals, 13 states, and DC. Freaking DC.
Yeah.
Um, TD Bank. You ever heard of it?
Yes.
It's a bank. It's not TD Ameritrade. It's associated, but not the same thing. TD Bank agreed to pay over $3 billion in penalties for violating U.S. anti-money laundering laws. What were they laundering, Bonjen, you ask me?
What?
Over $400 million in illegal transactions, including money from fentanyl sales.
Whoa, that's serious.
It be your own bank sometimes, as a comment said on one of the Instagram posts I saw that was hilarious.
So, did anyone go to jail?
Unsure. Um, TD Bank admitted to the money laundering. Uh, they have an asset cap now, which limits the ability to expand U.S. growth. Employees ignored compliant issues for years, people say, with authorities accusing the bank of prioritizing profits over regulations. How dare a company
How
do
dare
profit?
they? Who would ever think to do
Never
that?
before seen. Rockefeller, Vanderbilt.
Jesus. Every company ever.
Literally what every company uses 25% of their money to buy lawyers for.
Mm-hmm.
The fallout includes fines from multiple U.S. agencies and 4 years of independent monitoring. TD Bank stock fell nearly 5%. Tis but a scratch following the announcement, and the CEO will step down in 2025. The bank set aside $3 billion for the settlement as it investing heavily in improving compliance programs. You thought crypto was dirty, doggy?
Oh man.
Nothing been dirtier for longer than the good old U.S. banks, baby. For Fed. That's probably not the biggest part of the story, but you put a nice little fentanyl in there, it gives a nice headline.
Someone is making stupid money off of fentanyl.
It's kind of China and also Mexico, but dude, there's also ads on it now. You see ads on fentanyl, it's like, oh, fentanyl is bad.
It's definitely becoming more visible in the media than
Yeah,
previously. I think also because the situation at the border is like quadrupled in terms of like volume. So that could have something to do with it too. But a lot of people dying from fent. You
sure.
know, more people do coke than you think.
And is the high even that good? I
No,
was wondering this
you
the
die
other day.
immediately.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
what
It's
kind of
so good
marketing?
you don't wake up.
What kind of marketing was like, yo, dude? I mean, I guess you cut it and stuff on the manufacturing side, but boy, from the consumer side, not very enticing.
I want to think so like the only like let's say like I manufacture cocaine, like I have that fucking business. Am I putting fentanyl in it to make it
More
like
addictive.
no, you do it like I would think you would do it to like so that you save coke for like more
Sure.
batches, right?
Sure, but it is, isn't
But
it also hella more addictive?
well, no, like any amount can kill you, you know?
But isn't it addicting?
No, it's not addicting because you die.
Well, I think it's a little bit addicting. Hold on.
Oh, you know,
Yes.
y- the
That
cocaine is
also,
the addicting part,
yeah, sure.
but it
I'm
is
pretty sure.
like it's like I don't know, like I don't know, I could be wrong because its main use is for cancer patients, but I don't know like when it's used for that, it's not like addicting. I just think it's used for treatment.
It all started when Lil Peep died. Didn't he die of fentanyl or no?
I believe so.
That was the timeline, dude.
Yeah, dude. Jesus Christ. Now you see the trick is to make sure that your friends consume it first so that you don't
Well,
get the
I
fit.
mean, how long is the death after? A couple freaking minutes or what?
I'm From my understanding, it's like if you do a bump right now and there's some fent in there, you're gonna like you immediately die.
My goodness.
Yeah, like because that's what he usually said. Like fucking Mac Miller, for example, he went to his room to do a bump and then died in his room, overdosed in his room, and there was fentanyl in
And we're
his.
made to believe that hella amount of this powder freaking saves money for cocaine.
That's my question. So like, are they just putting it in there to kill people like maliciously, or are they actually just trying to save money?
I mean, it seems more of a.
Maybe they put like maybe they don't even put a pinch. Maybe they like get half a scoop of Fent and half a scoop of shit and just mix it up. And they're like, whoever gets it gets it.
Just really, really malpractice of cutting.
Or maybe it's not even Coke. Maybe it's just a scoop of Fent and then they just sell it like that.
There's
Because
a
some
lot of good fentanyl content on YouTube, little Channel 5 and all that. But
yeah. So you
it
doing
seems to be more of a chaos agent than anything else, if I was to put some categorization on it. Because it's not like,
definitely roulette.
it's not a, I don't think it's a money saving thing. If it really does come through a couple overseas entities through Mexico, just to cause havoc in the streets, I don't even, I mean, that's a Joker bomb
Havoc
right there.
just to kill people.
I mean, yeah, I mean, make some homeless people or just, I don't know.
I feel like they would try to save money.
Sure, it seems
You
to
know,
go all back to that. Isn't it incredibly cheap as well?
fentanyl. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how much it is.
On next episode of Rigor and Bottom,
Let me ask my supplier.
deep
Hey
dive into
dog.
fentanyl. 10 years later, after the peep, man, peep, peep,
R-
peep.
Ricker and Bond documentary special. Fentanyl on our streets. The 1 hour special.
You know Channel 5, right? The Channel 5
Uh,
YouTube channel.
no, sir.
Oh, really?
No.
The like really acne-ridden white dude with the curly hair that started off doing documentaries, just talking about people in like Section 5 housing.
Oh, no.
You ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
Well, he has
I'm only allowed to watch YouTube on weekends.
he does legit some good fun YouTube content. Some of his last stuff was Mexico City gentrification, Pennsylvania Bigfoot conference, Tel Aviv protests.
So,
Uh,
City, I think actually one of those videos popped up on my feed today. And I
yeah,
was like, oh, that looks interesting, but I didn't click it.
yeah. Planned Parenthood, abortion bust, some pretty fun stuff. It's basically like Vice when Vice was doing fun stuff.
Remember when Vice was cool? Remember they sent their whitest reporters to the hood
That it's
to
that. It's literally that.
to report on black people like they were animals in the zoo.
That's what they. That's he does it a little bit better, but it's still like we. And he, it's like it's half making fun of it, but it's still for sure like, yo, we are with specimens on a freaking 5 block right now. Anyway,
Fucking skinny tall white guy. It's like they've accepted me as one of their own.
yeah. For real.
He's sitting in a studio while they're fucking rapping.
Apparently, his oldest video is only 3 years ago. Andrew Callahan. Um,
And now
Andrew
he
Callahan.
already has over 20 million.
20 million. We're talking about 2 million subscribers.
That's
Uh,
a lot.
yeah. And then
In
we're
today's
talking,
YouTube, if you definitely grind it out, I think you can hit 1 million in a year if you
yeah,
do the
with
right
some
kind of
quality stuff,
videos.
little 20-minute vids. He's averaging around 700K, 800K per vid. I mean, no, he's probably averaging 1 mil. You could see on some sites, but quality stuff,
You really got to produce a television show to succeed on YouTube these days.
you do. You do.
Yeah.
You need some ad breaks. You need some,
You
good
need
stuff.
a writer, an editor,
And
like someone to fucking. My friend was like, dude, I can't believe Mr. Beast fucking pay someone to make his thumbnails. I'm like, dude, that's the most important job of all of Mr. Beast productions. Because if nobody clicks the video, then nothing happens.
this is
No one
true.
makes money. Like they
But
probably get paid the most.
gotta make quality content.
I would pay them the most.
There's a
What's Jimmy up to?
there was a Hormozy clip, and he was at some room and talking to 22-year-olds who think they're running the world. And this kid was like, I've basically mastered YouTube, but my whole thing is I don't do long form. I post like 30 vids a day. Emojis like what's your what kind of stats you got? What do you watch? How many people are subscribed and how many views you get? He's like, yeah, I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I get like 10K views per video. And he's like, you haven't mastered YouTube.
Yeah,
Make your stuff better, and then you'll have more money.
that's super cute.
What is this? 2018?
Dude, it's 2018.
Yeah,
Shit.
a little bit
What is
more.
this, 2009?
Yeah.
God damn, bro.
Kids want to make money, Jen.
Dude, I don't blame them, bro. It's tough out there.
That's what these kids in college, these athletes, you think athletes deserve to be paid, Jen? Is this one of the essays you wrote in high school?
Did I? I don't know.
You
Do
never
I
had that
think
little
that
debate?
I yeah,
As
I
a
think they
classic
deserve to
essay
be
debate
paid if they're in
question.
video games and shit
Solid take.
and
Uh,
fucking jerseys.
so there's a thing called NIL. Do you know what NIL is?
Hockey?
NIL is how players get paid. It's the name, image, and likeness that college
Oh,
players are now associated in the NCAA. And they can get paid off of their name, image, and likeness. So if they are in video games, you're number 21, you got Ricker on the back of your shirt, and you make a lot of money with you can do brand deals and et cetera, et cetera. There is a company that was co-founded by a former NBA player, Kendrick Perkins. Big Perk, Big Kendrick. I think he was a Big Baby. His name might have been. He was on OKC and et cetera, et cetera. He founded a company called NIL. It's a company that offers college athletes upfront cash in exchange for a portion of their name, image, and likeness earnings. I
ooh,
repeat, this is a company that gives cash advances to 18-year-olds. We're talking from 25,000 to hundreds of thousands of dollars in advance in return for 10 to 50% of their NIL earnings for up to 7 years.
10 years.
A kid's in college, maybe 2 to 3 years.
So like if they go to the NBA, do they still get?
It's probably either they get completely boned, it's basically could be 360. I haven't read the contracts, but it sounds like 360 deals in record label format of you give an advance and you got freaking debt for the rest of your life if you don't make it back. But this is like return of the earnings. NIL earnings,
So
it says specifically, so it might just be brand deals, et cetera, you get from when you're in college. And maybe you got a good lawyer where it only says these are brand deals I made in my 2 to 3 years when I was in Alabama football, and the rest in the NFL don't count as NIL. But it sounds like a good old record deal that the kings of old did back in Hollywood.
my question here is like, so if you have a record deal, presumably the money given to you would be used to like promote your music and like build your image and pay for recording time. If you are like if you're just a regular company, presumably you would use that money to grow, right? Marketing, hiring people. If you do this, if you're an athlete, I would think, okay, maybe they use that money for tuition, but tuition's probably already free. So, like, would they just like spend it on fucking whatever, which is fine, but like, is the company investing in the growth of the student at all?
I don't know
Or
how $100,000 correlates to a young man trying to grow their brand as a college athlete.
yeah, like, are they fucking buying Instagram ads for them or like I don't know, putting them in the best gym in the world? Like,
It
I
is
don't fucking know.
a ridiculous high interest loan, it would seem like.
It seems
That
a little predatory to me.
oh, oh, there's critics that argue it's does prey on financially vulnerable athletes, while the company claims it's providing financial security through a licensing deal, not a loan. NIL contracts require athletes to make monthly social media posts and public appearances, while NIL assumes no obligation to help athletes find endorsements. It sounds like something I tried to do like 1 year out of college for kids.
You did?
I mean, I try to start a record label.
Oh. Well, I don't know. It's not like we didn't like if we had someone under like a label, it's not like we wouldn't try to find them work. That was
Right.
you know.
Millie has signed contract with 20 athletes offering an upfront 50,000 for a 25% share of one player's NIL earnings over 7 years with a maximum payout of $125,000.
Oh, maximum payout?
Maximum payout $125,000.
So what does that mean? Like
Trying
the
to
like Nilly gets $125,000, the max. So like if I'm an athlete and I make $1 million check, they wouldn't get 250,000. They'd only get 150.
So ESPN obtained a copy of one NIL contract that lays out a $50,000 payment to a high school senior. Oh my God. Oh boy. Bro, my boy
Spend that.
Nick Saban quit being a coach of Alabama, and I kind of get why. He said he hated all the NIL stuff, but boy, yeah. Okay, so ESPN got a contract, $50,000 payment to a high school in exchange for exclusive rights to sell his name, image, and likeness for 7 years. So you obtain rights to their NIL, their name, image, and likeness. Nilly and its investors would love to see who's investing.
Oh,
Will
I just got it. Nilly, NIL.
yeah. My God. Will receive a 25% cut of the player's NIL earnings for the length of the contract, or until Nilly earns a total of $125,000, which is 2.5 times its initial investment, whichever comes first.
Okay. Well,
NIL
okay,
money. Go.
so once they earn that, the contract's over.
In that contract, will receive 25% of the cut until the length of the contract is over, or until Nilly earns $125,000. So,
I do like that. I do like that. Because
yeah,
that's like, let's say someone blows up, and let's say they're not even good on they're not even good at sports, but
yeah,
they just make fucking funny TikToks and they're
right.
blowing up, and then they happen to play football too,
Yeah.
and Nilly's getting a cut of that, and then you can finish that contract in like 4 or 5 brand deals, like super lucrative brand deals, and then just say fuck them, do that in a couple of years.
It would be
But
interesting to see the average brand deal of people.
50,000 is kind of low, but it's not low to a high school senior. I mean, 50,000 is low for like a pop and TikToker, but it's not low to a high school senior with no social media presence.
Yeah, it seems pretty weird. I mean, it's freaking private loans and licensing out people's names for a cut of their deal. You could easily see how it could go bad, but
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's taking on $100,000 loan that he can't declare bankruptcy from to go to a school that he might not graduate from, that study something that he might not even like.
that is true. It certainly seems a little toppy. It seems like
Is
somewhat.
society just old people just scamming young people?
I mean, loans.
Is that what we're doing right now?
Why a lot of people don't like loans, and when the loans get a little loose, it's usually a sign of things like this. Is usually you see when things get a little hairy.
Don't you just love getting a check and then like a giant chunk of that is like taken for Social Security, and you're like, oh, good. I'm just funding the least productive members of society right now.
Right
And
now, cats definitely don't. I'll do a deep dive on Social Security, but that joint is almost. Their like funding is almost gone.
yeah, they're about to fucking
uh,
run out. Yikes.
NIL money that Nilly takes from an athlete can be as high as 50%, and the spokesperson said Nilly shares can be as low as 10%.
Off topic, but in those glasses, you really look like your name should be Glenn.
Glenn, these are a little bit of prescription. They were basically upsold to me. I went into an eye doctor, and they were upsold to me for the classic blue light,
Oh,
which is
nice.
probably still. Homie sold it to me like, yo, we're not really sure if it works, but it's definitely not bad. And if it does work, that's good. But I kind of use it now just to block. If I have a fan going on, I don't want dust in my face. And it does, it's a little bit prescription, so I can see a little bigger.
Can you say hi? My name is Glenn, real quick.
John, how are we doing, man? John, can I call you John?
Yes.
John, if I told you I had an investment that can get you up to 10, maybe up to 2.5, maybe 1.5, 2.5% of your initial investment, would you be interested, John?
1.5 to sure. Let's
Sure.
hear it.
Now, John, I'm Glenn, right?
Hey,
There's
Glenn.
this company called Nilly. Now, have you heard of name, likeness, and whatever the I was?
Yes.
Image. Did you know about
Yes.
image?
Yes.
Yeah, we all know about image, John. You know me, I'm Glenn.
Oh,
That's what I would do as a broker.
damn. Thanks, Glenn.
No problem, dude. I'm
I'll
here
take 2.
to get you. I'll take you. Can I sign you up for 5?
Hey, that's actually like, so what if you like,
Broker athletes for that.
what if you're just like fucking, you're in high school,
Yeah,
you play fucking football, you
yeah.
take a $50,000 from Nilly.
And just go crypto.
You're just like, you know what, dude? I don't give a fuck about football. I don't want to be famous at all. And you just enjoy the money.
Yeah, and
And you
you're
work at
gonna pay
Trader
back.
Joe's. Do you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
well,
mean,
fuck that.
yeah, you don't just get it.
Well, I mean,
Are you
like,
talking about
if
Nilly
this,
or for football?
I'm talking Nilly. Like, Nilly pays a kid, and they're like, you know what, fuck football. I just want to play video games. My name, image, and likeness, my brand will essentially be worth 0, and Nilly never gets their money back.
One of their spokesperson says in this article, there's no interest rate, there's no requirement to pay back. It's purely a licensing deal. I'd be surprised if those people that thought music advances were high interest loans. Of course they are. Riccardi and the Nilly's deals are not loans but licensing agreements. If an athlete doesn't earn enough NIL money within the contracted time frame for Nilly to recoup its investment, he or she is not responsible to pay back any part of the upfront money. Riccardi compared these deals to advances musicians get.
But musicians have to pay it back, right?
It's always assumed that they did. There's you you just get $50,000, and if you don't make enough money, you nothing happens.
Well, also think about it this way. You invest in a company and they go to 0, you don't get your money back.
A player who accepts from Nilly, as we have to take a pause in 1 minute and 30 seconds, is required to fulfill several minimum commitments throughout the lifetime of the deal. Responsible for making at least one social post across his accounts per month, autographing up to 10 items per year, and making himself available for at least one public appearance per year. The contract also states that the athlete must commit to best efforts to keep his social. So it's a social media loan, which yeah, but
Mm.
uh,
Okay, question. Let's
yeah,
say you get the $50,000.
yeah,
How much will that grow in the S&P 500 in 7 years? And so you immediately put,
7,
yeah, you immediately put in the S&P 500,
probably like 10 to 13.
10 to 13
Yeah,
percent,
yeah.
or okay. Um, so you do that, and then you just pretend like you don't have it, and then you just give up 25% of your money. I guess I don't know. It'd be hard to like figure this out because it depends like how famous the person gets. But if they're like not super famous, like
Just
I
find a
don't,
good investment.
could be, yeah, it could be like a
I
good
mean, you
like
need it 2.5
start.
times it, but it's kind of a lot, but you
Like if
find
you
it.
put it in today and like just fucking spy or some shit.
I think we found a new business.
Fuck. I got some cousins.
You got cousins, and I got like 13% in the SPY, my guy.
Yes.
Over a couple years, if there's some good years, I can recoup that 50K pretty easy. Pretty
You
easy.
you got cousins too?
I do, but they're older. I do have some younger ones. One's a pilot, one's a teacher. And
Oh.
I will say, big news for the whites. The first time in 22 years, there was a white cornerback in the NFL. That's the defensive position that covers wide receivers who catch the ball. So it's the defensive wide receiver for those who don't follow the NIFL, American football. First time in 22 years, got an interception. The whites are back, baby.
Dude, I was getting worried because they were starting to lose their luster, but it looks like they're sliding back.
We're back, man.
You know, I never I haven't lost faith. I think you guys will regain,
Dude,
you know.
you can never bet against the whites.
Yeah, you know,
There's so
they
many. You got Slavs, you got freaking Italians.
strong track record, strong track record.
Strong track record. We got the pedigree, and we got the swag. We're getting swag. We're
Oh
learning from
man.
the blacks.
Hey, we're just going off your amazing energy.
You put out the energy, we just give it back, man. And
Hey,
we can work together. Why not?
we can work together. We
This
can work
guy,
together, you know.
shout out the Instagram page Football Forever for having just what might be the best thing I've ever seen on Instagram of a really well made post that says first white cornerback with an interception in 22 years. It is funny that this cornerback decided to have long sleeves, so you can't really tell he's white. That's his trick.
Oh shit. He said, fuck color. Let's just play ball. And then here comes the media trying to bring race back into everything. Classic.
You can see his legs a little bit though. You can see the Caucasian.
And you can see the fucking black guy just trying to rip his fucking head off.
you
Saying,
could
hell no,
you could
this is
see there's a
ours.
weird excitement from his teammates. There's like this weird, like, why are they so the white man? His name's Riley Moss. He's a Bronco, Denver Bronco. I might cop his jersey just to rep the gang, rep the squad. The whites
Hey,
are
look,
back, dude.
Donald Trump commented, big news for our country. Thank you, young man, for doing the good work.
This is exactly what I've been saying. He
Hey,
gets it, dude.
he gets it. Hey,
He's from Des Moines, Iowa. Riley Moss, dude. Riley Moss bringing the whites back one interception at a time.
the whites are back. Thank
The
God.
whites back. Put it on
The,
the headline of New York Times.
I think Monday is other places it's Columbus Day. In LA, it's Indigenous Peoples Day. But
Digi
they should just
Day.
make it
I
they should
like
just
to
make it
call
a
it.
white day.
I call it Digi Day. That's as a good white, I call it Digi Day.
It's a good white Digi Day.
I'm one of the good ones.
Hey, as long as I got work off, like I'm good. Call it whatever you want.
Unpaid.
Call
Unpaid
it
day off.
fucking call it fucking Putin Day for all I care.
There was also an Instagram of the headline with just a bunch of raucous comments that said the Kremlin said Trump gave Putin a COVID test during COVID. And I commented, bro's weird, because it was kind of weird. And then there were some
Yeah,
other comments that were like, who cares?
COVID.
Objectively weird thing to do.
What a weird time. Jesus. We
Social
talk
media
about
makes
COVID
it
a
even
lot.
more weird, dude.
You ever say like, oh, before the pandemic or like in the pandemic times, during the pandemic?
Hmm.
Is that like the new BCAD for like modern times?
Yeah, I mean, it was
Crazy.
basically like the version of, I'm sure people that were in a world war said like before the World War, after the World War.
My kids are gonna be like, tell us about the pandemic. I'm literally gonna be like, it wasn't that bad. Like, like it was like fucking overblown. Like,
uh, yeah, I mean, it was a global thing. Uh, it was a global thing. Freaking, they shut NBA down, dude. There was something similar with, I forget what it was. I wish it. Uh, Dang it, I forget. But it might have been a sports thing that shut down. Yeah, like one of the Florida teams shut down because of the hurricane. And they were like, "Oh, dude, when the sports team shut down, that's how you know it's real." And the Lakers
so
stopped a game versus the Clippers, I believe it was actually. Once that NBA stops, something's going hard
the Lakers stopped a game because of the hurricane.
during the COVID.
I was like, what? Why the fuck do they care?
There's such really good What again? Why my? I think when people ask me my all-time favorite movies, one is The Giver. I don't know if I've even seen the movie, but I really like the book, and that's the only one I can remember. And Uncut Gems. Uncut
Uncut Gems. You
Gems.
really like Uncut Gems, don't
It's. I mean, what else am I gonna like?
you?
What other movie am I gonna like?
There's lots of other movies out
I
there.
like Doctor Strange,
It's yeah, I
but I
haven't
wouldn't
seen
put
it.
that on my top. It's Uncut Gems and The Giver.
Uncut Gems. Have you ever seen Bad Boys 4? Speaking of real
No,
cinematography,
no, I haven't.
it's
Is that a
it's
joke,
shot real.
or is
No,
it
I'm
for
not.
real?
I'm just bringing it up because it's shot really weird. It's like they can't keep the camera still for fucking. And every shot looks like it took like a whole day to set up, but and it moves really fast. And like it's fine. It's like an okay movie, but I'm just like, dude, is every Bad Boys movie like this? Because I've only seen that one. I'm just like, bro, like keep the fucking camera still. You don't gotta zoom and pan for everything.
If you're not using arrows,
Sorry about that. I'm queuing up a Uncut Gems clip, which was a meme. The To set the meme, it was when Californians see that the hurricane might trying to see where the hurricane falls, and this was the audio that they used.
So look, let's fucking bet on this.
One of the best movies. I like
Okay.
betting. Adam Sandler's funny. The cinematography is like basically like trilogy in a movie. Bring it
Mhm.
back the weekend. Got to bring it the weekend. I know 54% of our audience only come for the weekend at the beginning 20 minutes. And it only
Real
happens every 2 years. He was pretty consistent with the every 2 years an album drops.
Yeah.
I like that.
Was yeah, it was after well,
It's
it
every
was
pretty
Don
much
FM was every 2 years.
every two.
Yeah. Speaking of
Melancholy
fucking
counts.
drops, huh?
Melancholy counts. One of his best records.
Yeah, definitely. Because
Oh,
it was
hearing
fucking
about pushback.
really? No, that's a great album. That's
Oh,
fucking trilogy fucking
oh, would you look
yeah.
at that? My name's Glenn.
What do you what do you think I don't fuck with Melancholy, bro?
Yeah, I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. I
Did
love
you
that
back
movie.
in the day when it came out?
I've always loved it. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I saw it live when he was fucking crying on stage, dude. I was rolling.
Oh,
We were both fucking. He was singing. I feel like you ever see one of those fucking like scenes and like fucking I don't know American Dad or whatever, where like you see like a subject or someone sees a subject and everything else just like disappears and it's just black. It's just like me and I'm just listening to him like, and it was just that for an hour and a half.
he posted a story on Instagram of he reposted someone of him sneezing at one of the I think did he do more than the Brazil concert?
I think he did Australia. Oh no,
Or
he
like
did
was any videotaped? It was only Brazil.
that was the only one that was streamed. He did, I
Maybe.
think, two in Australia, and then he did the fucking iHeartRadio festival, which was like for a fucking iHeartRadio festival, his set was really elaborate. It was like fucking Brazil like level.
Someone captured him sneezing and then he said LOL fighting for my life, which also goes pretty good with the freaking character.
Did you see that video of someone rushing him on stage?
No, was it
It
cool?
was just it was this fucking guy, I think it was in Australia, someone rushing him on the catwalk and he's like gearing up for impact and he's kind of like smiling like he's nervous.
Yeah,
But the guy just like gave him a hug, but I'm just like, bro, like bro could have just been stabbed.
that is true.
Yeah, I'm just
Usually,
like the only thing I thought was useless, worthless security.
mm,
Like like fucking horrible security.
yeah, you got to be on it.
I would be livid. I would be so pissed. I was like, bruh, like anyone can just run up here and shoot me in the face.
Messy security is always good.
Horrible, but
Does Weekend have more Instagram followers than Messi? Probably not.
doubt it. We should talk about this though. It wasn't on the schedule. It is being reported allegedly that Apple will skip a couple years in between phones.
I First of all, Messi versus Weekend 57-504 in favor of Messi. Um, Apple
Ugh.
skipping a few years for the re-up, eh? I think that's a good idea intuitively as someone who has both as a user and as an analyst seen that people change every 4 years, but I'm not sure on the bottom line how that looks.
You think they'll make more money?
I don't know. But to me, like I said, I don't know the bottom line of it, but it seems like an okay idea. I don't know how much money you
Yeah,
lose every year, but people aren't switching every year.
because I was using the new one. My homie has it, and
Yeah.
this is like the first time I've used like an Apple feature, and I'm just like, dude, this just doesn't feel like it just works. Like it just doesn't feel intuitive. Like if I don't, and I'm talking about the camera switching thing at the top.
Oh, that?
Like, yeah, I'm
Okay.
like, dude, because that, as of my knowledge, is like one of the only main features that they announced that's actually out right now.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just like, dude, if I can't figure this out, how's my fucking mom and dad gonna understand this? You know? So, and even he was like, yeah, dude, like it feels like I have the same phone, but then there's this extra thing on the side that I never
Yeah,
use.
that's what was his last one? The whatever,
Li-
15?
Literally the 15.
Yeah, that's you're buying the same phone.
Yeah.
That's
But
that's why intuitively for me it makes sense to not do a new phone every year because it's never a new phone. But I don't know how that comes up in the money.
you have the 15.
I have the 15 Pro Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of 13. Damn. Okay. Glenn over here. Did Glenn, ladies and
All
gentlemen.
right, I've been brokering NIL deals for freaking
Oh
Kendrick
my
Perkins.
God. Mr. Shiny iPhone. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Mr. A12 chip over here. I don't know what chip it has,
I
but
run my iPhone to the ground.
do you have the feature where if you have like a bunch of text messages, it summarizes it for you? You
I don't think
don't?
so.
Because I think that one is actually out. I don't have it because my phone's old, but I just got like bombarded with text messages in the group chat, and I'm just like, bro, I wish I had that feature
Hmm.
so I wouldn't have to read all
It
this
might just
shit.
be group chats.
Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like I saw that, but um, yeah. I've also seen a few buggy things from Apple products lately. I did an Apple Music text in iMessage, and it was one of my songs, and it showed up as the like uploaded file, which is a pretty big freaking bug. Um,
Yeah, there's definitely some bugs in iOS 18. I've noticed a few. Search, for some reason, still sucks.
search
Spotlight search on the iPhone,
when you like scroll down,
when you just like
pull down.
pull down and just search for shit, like it works, but then like when I need like for some reason I can't search for a contact. So if like I want to text you, I can't just search like Ricker
Huh.
unless let me see. Ricker. Oh,
Yeah, that definitely works for
um,
me.
yeah, that's working right now. It was something else. It was something similar to that.
Web search or something.
Yeah. One thing I do like that they added, it looks like fucking searching in iMessage has gotten better.
Hmm.
So like you could be like, because one thing I do now quite a bit is like if I go to someone's house and I forgot the code for the apartment, I just type in code in their name and then their fucking the thing will come up when they texted it to me. Because if you just type in code, I'll get like fucking Google
Yeah,
authorization bullshit. And that wasn't in iOS 17 because I
yeah. I've
remember
never tried putting
that.
name after it. It is a very good feature, though.
Yeah, that shit.
I've discovered a lot over. That's why I don't really like deleting text messages. That's probably how they upsell people for space.
And all that shit lock also like that brings me to this other thought is like when Apple Intelligence is like
Big.
fully out, it could be probably it will it, not could it will be the most useful AI for consumers because it already has the data set that you've been building for the past decade, which is your Apple account
Yep.
and
Yep,
the
yep.
shit on your phone. So
Be a good Siri, and I'll love it. I will love it. I was in a Verizon store, and I was like, "Do these phones have Apple Intelligence yet?" And it's not out, is it?
I don't believe so.
Zoinks. Dude,
I,
Verizon stores are absolutely useless. It's just a
I don't
phone.
even know how they
It's a phone selling store. They
do
can't help you with
fucking
anything Verizon wise.
Apple has abstracted out pretty well the carriers because now you don't need a fucking SIM card to upgrade your phone.
Because it's like digital.
I'm not sure how it does it, but like there's like a thing where it's like move your phone number to the new phone, but
Yeah.
like You would think that's a thing that only Verizon could do, but somehow Apple was like, "Yo, this is too cumbersome for the consumer. We'll
We'll
just do
take
it
that.
for you." Yeah, so I don't know how they're doing it,
It
you know?
is. I'm sure a cell service wouldn't be a good vertical to integrate, but it's pretty annoying when you gotta do
Yeah.
stuff.
What
That's
what
why I
else?
made Mark Cuban's cell service like he did for health.
Oh yeah. Or fucking never mind. I guess they just use AT&T's towers. But I feel like there's another thing I wish Apple would do that they would just like take care of that like well, I want to say healthcare, but it might not be healthcare.
And
Like
like what
healthcare would be cool.
specifically? What I
Fuck,
always
what
wanted,
was
and I wrote a piece on this called "Hack My Happy Chemicals," which I still
it?
think they'll do eventually, especially if they get into more health integrated stuff. Is like if you have a goal and you want to be like freaking a master investor, you want to probably more specifically and realistically, if you want to meet some weight loss goals, you plug in everything and it shows you your tracks what you eat, tracks what you do. But what I was kind of wanting was like even socially, if like you interact with if you interact with someone and they're a drag, and it lowers whatever hormones in your brain and it makes you like more depressed or something, and that correlated with like bad eating habits. It like tells you all these things to see like, okay, this is how you could up your like non-depression chemicals and make you like happier and more willing and able to achieve a goal.
I see what you're saying.
Hmm.
I feel like they kinda already have that, but it probably sucks. They have like fucking bullshits for the Apple Watch or these rings that like,
Yeah,
you know,
but like even like get like brain chemical integration.
like Neuralink depth,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I think I started it off talking about Neuralink and the and little microchips, but yeah, eventually, I'm sure you can grab some brain chemicals through IV or something. I don't know. Maybe you go and maybe you have to get integrate with actual physical healthcare provider or go in one of those Black Mirror domes that there's YouTube shorts about.
It's gonna be so fucking trippy to like look at your phone or whatever you look at to see your Neuralink shit and just see a UI, which is probably gonna be beautiful. And just see like your fucking brain stats. Um, the
Yeah,
fuck?
but yeah, precisely.
Uh, that is like definition of singularity, right? Like we're in it for that.
I guess
Like,
so. I don't know
but
about
then like, what if
singularity.
the fucking app crashes? Do I die? Like, yikes.
In one of my old music videos, there was a magazine cover of "Are you still you when your brain's uploaded to the cloud or whatever?"
Mm-hmm.
I'll look up that magazine. But yeah, I mean that's pretty objectively a good service to know of like how your brain chemicals work, just like how you know your steps. I don't want it as invasive as a lot of people probably are marketing it to be as a product, but like tell me what lowers what.
There will probably be, oh, and fucking another good example of Apple abstraction is like you'll go into fucking settings, iOS settings, go to the fucking Neuralink app and be like, okay, I don't want it to have access to my memories. I don't want it to have access
Oh God.
to my fucking fetishes. I do want it to have access to fucking, I don't know, fucking like fucking bullshit. And you just fucking mark it down. And then some company is going to come out or some leak is going to come out. Oh,
Yeah,
so and so just accidentally had a data breach.
yeah,
13 million people's brain fucking data things was just hacked by someone in China.
yeah.
Um, that's going to be fucking crazy.
Cybersecurity is on the forefront of being the most important thing. Already is, but
It's going to be
freaking
fucking
people's cash
weird.
registers down at the same time as AT&T right before a hurricane.
Cash registers are down.
Yeah, right after the cell services went down. Same thing with my Verizon service. There's people who were affected with. It might have just been cell service, but some retail stores were had to do cash only
Oh no, not cash only.
card or something. It might have
The
been like
fucking
not cash, but
the Square terminal's not working. Shit.
There was a shout out the Compound and Friends podcast. There was a really cool episode where they had an analyst that does like payment services research. He talked about Afterpay and PayPal and Venmo and X.com pay services. It was one of my recommendations of the day. Glenn's Rex.
Dude, Glenn's Rex, bro. Big Dick Glenn, bro.
BDG. You know what they called me back at U of A, dude. Dude,
But
I also want to say this. As sports picks back up again, there was college game day ESPN does where they take they go to a city that college football happens. Do you know Pat McAfee or no?
no.
Um, um, but Pat McAfee is a punter that back in the day he was a punter, and now he does talk show stuff, and he's very funny, very nice. And they took college game day and they went to Berkeley for the first time for a Cal game, and it was very funny. Cal recently changed conferences and it used to be the Pac-12. Are you aware from your U of A days, Pac-12?
No, not even a little.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
uh,
Did not know.
there's conferences for sports for every university, and everybody basically left the Pac-12 and went to other places that are more like Southern teams. So Cal faces like Miami now. They're literally in a conference that's called the Atlantic Coast Conference, and they're on the other side. But they go to this game day show goes to universities, and all the students and people get riled up for like a early morning freaking party sesh. And they went to Cal and it was freaking banging. And that's my second Glenn's Rex.
Berkeley is banging.
So if they might go to Tucson, and I'm definitely gonna go to a Tucson game day.
Dude, let me know. I'll go too.
There's no other reason to go.
Yeah, let's go. And if anybody asks, we're grad students,
Oh, dude, lawyers?
studying neuroscience.
Ah, sick. I'll wear
Yeah.
the glasses.
Yeah. So like, let's
Go
go to
for
one of
it,
those
dude.
bars and just chop it up.
Have a
And
tweed jacket.
yeah, definitely. Just
Oh,
be
so
like,
fun.
oh, definitely got to slide in the. Oh, I can't stay long. I gotta go home and grade papers. One of those things.
So is ChatGPT helping you out with the paper? I mean, yeah, you can get the outline, but it's really, up in the old noggin.
Professor Glenn, what are you doing out here? Oh, you kids. Oh, you don't have to buy me a beer. Like,
6 beers, sure, dude.
fuck it.
I didn't even drink
Yeah,
beer like that there.
I'm so down to go to Tucson. It'd be fun for me.
I'll look for. I mean, I doubt there's any concerts,
I doubt there's anything.
but I'm almost positive that one of these years they'll do a U of A game day, because they also switch conferences.
Remind me to go to Chiba Hut while I'm out there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and the Chiba Hut was fucking amazing. Their punch was solid.
It's probably not there anymore.
Fuck, dude. I might
Weed
even buy
illegal
it.
there?
Weed? Yeah, still. I believe so.
Goodness.
I might even buy a day pass for the rec.
Whoa, you definitely got to do that, dude.
Yeah. Just see what's up
Definitely.
there.
Swim it.
Sw-
Freaking,
Get a nice little workout in.
freaking little ball sesh.
Oh, fuck. Little run around the track. Oof.
I'll do a track, dude. I'll do a mile. I run. I haven't ran in a long time. Tesla.
Tesla.
Tesla Robotaxi as the website with the algorithm that makes clips. Tesla Robotaxi. Tesla had an event called We Robot. Or it's about to happen. I'm not sure. One of the two. Company's vision for autonomous driving. Fully operational robotaxi is unlikely to be revealed. One of the analysts says it's showcasing its latest full self-driving software and potentially a cybercab in a controlled environment. Potentially introduce a dual approach to autonomous ride sharing with both fully autonomous robotaxis and a supervised FSD full self-driving rideshare service. So far, robotaxi concept envisions fully autonomous vehicles without steering wheels or pedals, designed for ride-hailing and delivery services. The software allows limited autonomous functions with human supervision, and the company aims to eventually offer completely driverless ride sharing. So, Potentially an Uber versus Tesla robotaxi thing going on. Also, a DoorDash partnership potentiality. Rumors of a robo delivery partnership between Tesla and DoorDash, probably to undercut Uber even more.
That would be sick. In the perfect world,
Mhm.
you own a you own a Tesla, you want to make some cash, you send it out to go do rides for you, and you just chill,
Right,
collect it, and then it just comes back and you charge it.
right.
Perfect world. And I do think Tesla will get there eventually. But Elon Musk, for like the past 5, 6, maybe 7 years, has been saying it's coming next year. It's coming next year. It's coming. So this is just him doing it again. I think.
Yeah. Some more analysts predict Tesla will unveil the cybercab and potentially provide a sneak peek of a new, more affordable model slated for production next year. Some analysts are bullish on the price target.
The Cybertruck is doing. I thought it was gonna be popular, but I'm seeing a lot of fucking Cybertrucks in LA. Like way more than I expected.
Yeah,
Um, it's definitely like I feel like Tesla, like the regular Teslas, used to kind of be a luxury item of sorts, and now you like every other three cars is a Tesla, so it's kind of just a normal car now. But a Cybertruck, even though it looks weird, like my first thought is, what does
it's
that
the
person
luxury.
do?
Yeah,
And I love it when it's like it's usually fucking people my age, and they like fucking like I look at them and I'm just like, okay, are fucking a drop shipper or some shit or
yeah,
like
real
something
estate.
like that. I can tell you haven't fucking popping TikTok. Um, but I don't know, it just looks fucking cool. It won't look cool in a few years, but
I
right now,
absolutely dislike how it looks.
really, I want to go inside one. I bet
I'm
it's
sure
huge.
inside's cooler,
Yeah,
but I dislike the outside.
really. Oh man, I saw a white one. I was like, bro,
The different colors, a little better.
I wonder who's making all that money from the wrapping these things.
Yeah. Is it not a Tesla service?
I don't believe so. I think it only comes in one color.
I'm sure. I'm sure that's done expertly, and all the
Yeah,
plastic
someone's
that are on
like
Tesla cars are all not screwed up all the time.
they're probably charging a premium for that. Um, but
But yeah,
yeah, no, robotaxis, that would be cool. If I were a Tesla shareholder right now, which I'm not,
I got out. Yeah, it's too much for me.
I would, yeah, I would be, I don't know. I
Not
would be
not the
like,
price. The volatility was too much. I was getting annoyed. Also,
yeah,
looking bad right now.
what's looking bad?
The stock is at like 2021 prices.
I really wish that Elon would step aside
Everybody
and
does.
but also
He's a little
I
bit
feel
somewhat of the pricing.
a little bit, yeah, but I don't really care about that because like then it would just go back to what its true price should be, which is fucking probably a lot lower. But um I feel like another CEO just wouldn't be like able to push Tesla to like
I
innovate
don't
as
think
much
it's that
as
valuable.
you
Again,
don't.
I mean, I think it's like Ford EVs. How much? Like, first of all, it's an automotive industry. Even if you know, Kathy and everybody says it's data, which might be why it's outpriced other EV stuff. But I mean,
Well, the EV thing I agree with you on because EVs have definitely underperformed
yeah.
in terms of like sales and popularity.
And it's also just
But
auto. Auto's never that fun to purchase as a stock. And
yeah, auto sucks. But it's like fucking Elon said, like the value is the fucking the self-driving, he says he doesn't even say it's a car company now, he just says it's an AI company, which
yeah,
is why I would be pissed off as a shareholder. I'd be like, yo, I'm trying to invest in a car company here. But if he were to like step aside and be like replaced with somebody else, like I just think they would focus on cars and maybe even not that hard on self-driving. And last night I was in my homie's Tesla, which was self-driving, and I was like, dude, this is fucking incredible. I was a little scared. I was a little scared.
yeah,
But I was also like, because like I've also been in Waymos and their cameras and their sensors are like way bigger. So I was like a little more at ease there. And like Teslas are like super tiny, almost invisible. But I'm also like thinking like, yo,
I
I
hate
bet
going
Tesla
over a
has,
bridge.
oh yeah, I bet Tesla has fucking Like, I don't know if they have more data than Google, probably not, but they have like a lot. So it's not like this is some startup that's like just tinkering with this shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. If this robotaxi thing like is real, then I don't know.
It's like owning taxis. But boy, I forget when my first purchase of Tesla was. It had to be between 18 and 20, probably maybe before 18. That was the price to get in. And I was in. I think probably some of the 20s as well. Because I remember, yeah, I remember it dipping back to my like initial um, price point of getting in like 23, which is probably around the 100s. Uh,
Hmm.
I probably bought more in 2020 and 2021.
They're also building that humanoid robot too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
And
rather be in Starlink, you know,
oh yeah, that should be in Starlink. And also the fucking
as a stock, I'm saying Starlink.
oh yeah, I wish. And also he wants to like what did he say? He wants to use a shit ton of capital from Tesla to fund his AI efforts,
I'm
LLM
a
efforts.
shareholder. Yeah, yeah, you always probably got to see what he's not a founder, but a executive is doing, especially if they have multiple companies, of how what capital from which company is going where and what they're actually trying to do. Remember back
Yes.
at a freaking, I know it's not called O'Malley's, but that Irish bar in LA. And
In Tucson?
no, no, in LA when I was there.
Oh,
You go
Casey's.
downstairs and it's next to one Tower One or whatever.
Casey's.
Sure.
Did I
Uh,
take you there?
yeah, I was there with you and Miles, and Twitter had just turned to X.
Oh, we were chilling with those Australians.
No,
Oh, fuck, what was I gonna ask you? It was about that
Twitter had
shit.
just turned to X, and I was like, I was super confident X would be on like the little icons and stuff because I think it was on maybe one of the laminated squares for the bar. And it's like, yeah, absolutely, X will take over in like about 4 weeks. But and I used little salt peppers to see like Musk's assets and probably what he thinks he wants to do and what he owns and what it's for. Uh, so you got to see. I'm sure all these companies for him are kind of just capital flows, and that he really cares about Starlink and spaceships, and that like robotaxis is part of the digging of the tunnels and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I at first I think he wanted to I think his like motivation was to save the planet, fucking climate shit. And then he was like, "Oh wait, I fucking love autonomous vehicles and I also have a car company. Let's add that in there." You know.
Yeah, it's like it's a bit frivolous sometimes. So that's why I'm saying you got to look at what's the vision here, eh?
Um, if I were to guess, I think the overall vision is multi-planetary human life.
Yeah, spaceships and the satellites is probably one of the profitable businesses that are part of the spaceship stuff.
God, I wish I could invest in SpaceX. Saying
Mhm.
that as if I have a lot of money to invest in SpaceX. That would actually make an impact.
I mean, you always see those charts of what 10,000 or 1,000 invested in 1999.
Yeah, I could buy an employee coffee. That's how I can invest into SpaceX.
That could you fractionalize employee stock options to other people? A little bit
I
of
don't know.
security selling, but
I'm sure
um,
there's some rules around that. I'm
oh, I'm sure there's some SEC.
sure there's
Uh,
some vesting things in there.
4 minutes left. Left. What industries do you think have the most stressed out managers?
Most stressed out managers?
Yeah.
I would say like anything surrounding like super high risk cybersecurity, where you have like a lot of sensitive data that a lot of bad people are trying to get their hands on.
Okay. Okay.
Banking, fucking healthcare, finance shit. I mean, that's banking, but
Okay. Okay. This is a LinkedIn news chart, and it's prefaced by saying my managers often too stressed to help me out or support me in the percentage of workers who agree. And the top three sectors are oil, gas, and mining.
Mhm.
Second is retail. Third is construction. And tech is about seventh.
Oil, gas, and mining.
Yeah.
I can imagine that your fucking manager is too stressed out. They're
And
probably
then
covered in oil.
right under that, right above construction of making buildings that people will have to be in and that I go very high is retail.
I mean, have you been to a fucking American Apparel?
Have you been to Cheddar's, dude?
Have you seen how hard it is to fold clothes?
Well, I did see someone with a machine that can fold clothes, which is, maybe worth the investment.
That's crazy.
Source is LinkedIn Market Research. 2 minutes left. Uh, Go
What
freaking
are
Padres. Dodgers suck ass, dude.
that's not well, the word on the street last night.
Uh, doesn't matter. Final game of the series to go on to the semifinals is tomorrow in LA next to a dirty river. And the Padres are gonna freaking smash it out, dude.
The river
I
is
really hate
dirty.
the Dodgers, dude. Dodgers
Yeah.
suck. Dodgers
Ec-
fans are even worse, dude.
Okay, I'm not a baseball guy, but as a lover of LA, I'm gonna have to call out your disrespect because San Diego isn't that great. Like,
Guy trash
okay,
talking a sport that he doesn't know about.
okay, you got a beach?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We got a beach too,
You got dirty
motherfucker.
beaches, dude.
Yeah, well, you have worse Mexican food.
No, that's just not true. You got a bunch of little freaking hot fry Latinos, dude. Latinas and freaking heavy shorted freaking foos up there, and they're throwing stuff onto the field, man. It's uncool.
Yeah,
Dodgers
dude.
suck, bro.
You ever watch a movie, bro? That's from LA, bro.
Nothing to do with the Dodgers at all.
Oh man, I
Dodgers
don't know
suck,
much about the Dodgers.
bro. They suck.
What are you reading? What are you watching? What is to end off the episode that you
Oh,
recommend?
Glenn's Rex.
Glenn's
Currently
Rex.
reading a book by Oppenheimer.
Oh fuck.
2020. I forgot his first name, but it's called The Long Goodbye, Buy. Um,
Sounds romantic.
yeah, it's about pretty fundamental cycles and statistics of the stock market. Really romantic. Really cool. There's another one, but I forget what it is, but I recommend it. What's your Glenn's Rex?
Glenn's Rex, my big dick Glenn's Rex. I think I mentioned it last week. Just finished Super Pumped, the story of Uber. Um, Super interesting if you like super dramatic tech founder stories. Read that because it's a roller coaster. It's like fucking Wolf of Wall Street kind of.
Ricker and Bond, man. There's your Rex for the day. Instagram, Ricker and Bond. Finally got a few viral posts. Not
Nice.
of us, but that's always been the motto.
Uh,
Peace.
Peace.